Well, guys, here we are again, working on the truck. Workstation, that is the old brake booster. That is where the old brake booster used to be. I have to clean that up a little bit. I'll hit it with some parts cleaner. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the vacuum was favoring one side. That's why the brakes were so hard. Look at that. That's all worn out. That's just terrible. So that one's cool. This one came painted. It's like a silver paint, which is cool. Let's go over here where I'm painting up the parts, because that's a new brake booster. Now I just hit that with Rust-Oleum rust converter is all I did, just for the simple fact that, you know, it was pitted with rust already because they come naked. The cap had a little bit of rust on it. I actually hit that with self-etching primer and then Rust-Oleum rust converter just to match it with that. That is the rod that actually goes into the brake pedal. It screws onto the rod of the new unit. You've seen the threads on the old unit, so it's pretty simple. That is a gloss black, which is this, all Rust-Oleum. So I love Rust-Oleum. They're great. Good. Cheap paint. This could probably get hit again. Let's see here. Just so it's covered. It doesn't have to be covered, you know, that heavy, because I want it to dry without having to freaking get my hands all gunked up. There we go. But that should be good enough. And here's a tip when you're working with spray bomb paint. Okay, make sure you keep shaking it. Turn it upside down. A couple spritz. That clears out the hose, so it doesn't get stuck. Other than that, a trick to getting these working again is a bath of warm water and shaking the hell out of it. You know? So, but that's a pain in the dick, just so you know. And, yeah, let's go ahead and do some brake parts cleaner real quick, huh? They had a sale on these, like, I think it was $16 for 4 of these or something like that. I don't know how good of a... Yeah, it's covered in some goo. Huh? Yeah. It's alright, though. There it is. The battery tray, all painted up, all pretty and stuff. Yeah, I still got to power wash this block. If I remember correctly, these hoses actually are supposed to have a support, so they don't weigh down. So I think I'm probably gonna I'm not gonna weld. I might bolt in a nice support on the inside of the fender well here, and have it come across and then down and meet somewheres. So I'll figure that out. So this one's okay, because that where it comes out there, but this one's just, you see it's kink in there. I'd rather have it up a little bit. So maybe I'll make a little stand here. I'll bolt in a stand. I got some self-tapping nuts. I got some nice thin metal that's easily bendable. I can do a little cradle with this and then prop this up. But other than that, everything's going good. Hopefully this completes my brake restore on this thing, and hopefully I don't have to mess with any more of the lines. Fingers crossed. Not a guarantee, but I'll pop you guys back in once I get to that point, if I can do a test run today. Alright. See you when I come back. Alright, spotting back in. So we're getting to the point where we're about to start try bleeding the rear brakes again. The pedal feels a little bit better, not a lot, so I'm thinking maybe my distribution block is my next course of action if a line isn't like clogged. But I did another thing. I went and made a support for the lines over here. I think that hole there was some kind of like a bracket that held these, and it was bolted in or whatever, but It's long since gone. So I just, whipped up this makeshift one to hold this from getting kinked, and this from kinked. Uh, I just wrapped some freaking old cotton. I had a pair of work cotton gloves, so I just wrapped that around it and zip tied it all together to keep it from rubbing. So, but yeah, that's not very pretty. Like, this needs new hoses, and it needs actual like hose clamps that actually clamp this and hold this in nicely. But yeah, that's what I got going on right now. And sure, I could have made the smaller, could have made the bend up around here, that, and not so close to here. I might fix that later because I got more than enough material to do it with. But yeah, that's that for right now. That'll help it from rubbing on stuff. Here we are. So I painted this. This is rusty on rust converter. I'm not sure if it's gonna hold up against the. Yeah, it might not hold up against it at all. Look at that. It's I think. There we go. That's on there. So, not sure if it's gonna hold up. We'll find out. But I'm gonna get one of my sons out here to help me try to bleed to the rear brakes. So that's my goal. I'm trying to get brake juice to the rear brakes. If I can do that, maybe the pedal will come back the way it's supposed to, or maybe the distribution block's got the rear brakes locked out, and I might have to go and attack that. But we'll figure it out. We'll have to start this thing back up and try it again, so we'll cut back in after that's done. Oh. Well, sorry about the lighting in the house. It's basic condensed, uh, you know, orange condensed lighting, so picture really sucks right now. This is the end of the video of the newest update of the truck. So far, I have nearly replaced 90% of the brake parts in the truck, except for little odds and ends like the springs and everything that holds the rear shoes together were fine. So I just so we've replaced calipers, pads, shoes, two rear brake lines, new vacuum booster, new front master cylinder. Replaced the rear master cylinders on the rear brake drums. But I found out tinkering on it that just this last time is that the distribution block is shot. Right, it's not the little mechanical part in this that's not operating properly. It shuts off the rear brakes, doesn't allow the fluid to go to the back. It pretty much keeps constant pressure on the front brakes and locks them up. So when you try to roll the truck forward, it's fighting the front brakes. The little reset pin pops out every time you hit the brakes. Every time you try to bleed the brakes, it pops. So it's shot. It's just not working. I might be able to take it off and refurbish it. There's just it's just a spring, a rod, and some O-rings, but there's no guarantee that will fix it. So I bought a new one. I got an aluminum body one off of Amazon. It should work fine. It's coming out of Texas. It should be here by the 22nd. I have my new brake booster did not come with a boot, and the old boot on the old booster was disintegrated, is gone. So I had to get a new boot. I got a new one on eBay, so I got that coming in. But yeah, I just want to be able to take this down for a shakedown. I need to know how the steering actually. It's hard to know if the steering is working properly if the brakes are locked up in the front, basically. So that's where I'm at the moment. Sorry that this update video is kind of ended with me in the kitchen sipping on some whiskey sour. It's very tasty, by the way. coming along. By the 17th, my my vent window should come in, my new vent window for the passenger side and the hardware for it. And then we can dive into the doors and replace a couple seals. I have the foam for the seats came in, or for the bench seat, the single seat that's in the truck, excuse me. So I might, maybe at the end of this week, I might go ahead and order the vinyl, and we will reupholster the seat. And I'll take you for, for a spinneroonie on that one. We'll set up the camera, and you can see me put new vinyl on a seat. Other than that, it's good. I actually let the truck run while I was working on it for a good solid half hour. It ran beautifully. The brake booster went in really good. The only bad part about messing with the distribution block was I had to heat it up to get a few, like 3 of the lines cracked. So the lines going into the distribution block from the master brake booster, master cylinder, brake cylinder, broke loose. I got the one to the rear line broke loose, but the 2 smaller ones for the front brake calipers I didn't want to strip them, so I broke down and ordered flare nut wrenches, for brake lines and for fuel lines and things like that. So that's what I did at the moment. So I'm waiting for that stuff to get in. So the 22nd, the new distribution block come in. Thursday, the flare nut wrenches should come in, and then we'll be back at it. We'll see you then.